and welcome to part 2 of my Scratch Platformer Tutorial series. In this video we are working on fixing a few errors that we have and also just making our platformer game just have more features and be more fun to play. So first thing we want to do is if you add this to your land and you jump, you should see that it will teleport you. Now, it's not going to do that to me because I fixed the error right here. But what you have to do is just go here and jump. Actually, I'm just going to change it so that you can see what I'm talking about. So let me just change this real quick. What you currently have is this. Let me just change it real quick. Lag's a bit high as we got 65 blocks, which isn't a lot, but sometimes it just lags. So there. Now your current thing should look like this, and if you jump, it just teleports you off the land. Now, if you want this to create like a portal or a trampoline or something, then you can keep it in. But I think you should fix this as it makes your game a bit more glitchy. So first thing, you're gonna right click on this, press the edit button, and add an input. Just tap this button. Make sure it's running without screen refresh, by the way. Next, press OK. And now instead of one of, if you were to get up and you covered that, then that's what you should have before. But now you should have one of these. Next, go to the operator, get one of these blocks, put them in this hole in the block that we have made, get a gravity variable, and also write 0 in the first part. This makes it so that if we're going to add an if statement later on, this is what is going to be replaced with an up input here. So if you just put that in the get up, currently you should see no difference. You will still teleport up, right? Well, get an if statement that also has an else. Very important to have that. And drag one of the up variables from here, put it in there, and then also get a change y by -1. Just duplicate that and change it so that it's a -1. Put that in between there. And now, actually, sorry, just my bad. So move that -1 up there and the else here. This lag's actually really annoying. There we go. Now you should see that it just stops the player from just teleporting through any walls, any ceilings that you have added in the game. Next, let's add a next level sequences. Now, if we go to the other side, we just fall. So that's something that is really important to fix, as if you're just stuck on a level, it's just a movement and gravity engine. So let's continue watching this video to learn a winning sequence. Hopefully I've also fixed the lag error, so let's just test that. Yeah, there is still going to be a bit of lag, however we're not going to use this sprite for this part of the video, so that's more helpful. Now what I want you to do is go to sprite 1, go to the map art, select the rest of it until you find the point that you think, okay, that should be one level. For example, this is what I've chosen. Press Ctrl X or Command X depending on what software you're using. Then let's take this costume and put it over the dot. Paint another costume and press Ctrl V. Now, as you can see here, I'm just going to group this real quick. Now, as you can see here, it looks like a whole new other level. Next, I then see where this screen cuts it off, which I'd say is about here. So I select that, ungroup, and then select the amount that is where about the screen it cuts it. Press Ctrl X, paint a new one, press Ctrl V, move it so that it's where the player spawns. And the player spawns around about here. And then, because as you can see here, we have quite a lot that isn't showing. Get that part. Get still about there. Select these ones out. Control X. But now, then do this. Move it till it's where you want it to go. Now it should look quite what you wanted it to look in the first place. So if you go back to this costume, what we wanted to do is when we reach, I'm just going to make this so I can actually jump over it. Yay. We want it to, when we go to that part, it skips us to a new level where we have to jump over this again. Hopefully you don't fall. Wait, I'm just gonna, because this part isn't jumpable, I'm just gonna quickly go. We want it to go to this part when we reach it, and then we want the player to spawn here again, and then when it reaches this end, go to this one, and spawn here again. So we do this by, when we click the green flag, it automatically starts with this level. We then go to the player, and then get a green flag, a forever loop, and an if statement, so that if player X is ever, I'm just going to go here, if the player reaches here, that's an X position of about 180, I'm going to go 185, because we want it to be a tiny bit more to the right. Get one of these, and then we go, if the X position is bigger than 184, that means it checks where it's on the where it's on the screen, and if it is bigger than 184, for a test like I did in the previous tutorial series, I'm just gonna make it say hello. So test that out. I'm just gonna put it in the right place. Sorry, there we go. Test this out. That works perfectly. Then we get a new, go to events and get a broadcast message, and take out the hello and make it broadcast a new message, which we're gonna call next level. So what this does is sees that if it's on an X coordinate of bigger than 184, it will broadcast a message to other sprites, which will, if we go into it, we'll go next costume. Now we also want it, because as you can see here, it is going to the next costume. However, because we don't spawn here, it keeps just doing that. So what we want to do is go to the player sprite, go to the original when green flag clicked, start to code, then get the coordinate. I'm just gonna find out where I put it. This is why you should actually generally clean up where you put your blocks. Then get another when I receive next level. Then duplicate that and make it go here. Now, as you can see here, if we go there, it automatically teleports us to the start of a new level. Next, what we're gonna do is add an lose sequence, as currently if we jump into the never-ending abyss of this game, we currently just stay there. And although we're supposed to fail the level, if we do that and just go to the start, what we want to do is make it go to the start and make it you lose your score. So that's what we're going to do in the next part of this video. Sequence. So now, if you open your game, you should see something like this. Don't worry if you don't have the red line on the bottom, by the way. I'm going to get to that in a second. Yep. So what we're going to do in this part of the video is adding a fail sequence. So first thing you want to do is draw a red line, a red rectangle, as I've done here. Put it at the exact bottom. If you want to, you can actually not hide it, but if you don't want that to appear on the screen because that's nothing to do with what platform or theme you want it to be, then get a when green flag clicked, go to looks, and get a set ghost effect to 100. There. Next, what you want to do is press the green flag to see if it'll work, and now you should see it hidden. Next, you want to go to the player sprite, go get a new line of code, get a when green flag clicked, a forever loop, and if touching the whatever you called your red line, for my example, it's sprite 3, then you select that, and for testing, let's make it say hello. So test that out. Now, even though it's hidden, you should still see it say hello. So what we wanted to do, because after you've seen that, you realise, but we haven't failed, it's just saying hello. We can go on to the next level. Well, what we want to do is make it so that make it, instead of saying hello, make it broadcast fail. Make it say fail like I just failed to do. So get that, remove the hello, and get a when I receive failed, and then go to motion, get a go to the coordinates, and get your starting coordinates from the next level block. Next, after that, let's test this out. You just can't really fail on the first level, so I'm just going to go to the second, third. See, now as we fall, mind that in the previous videos I've got to make that 180 smaller. So now if we fall, it's gonna make us go to the beginning. Now in the next few videos we will add some collectibles, so we're gonna make it have a score. But for now, we have made a lose sequence. In the next video, I will edit some of my map art as you saw there. I'm going to change the coordinates from it being to 180 to a bit smaller. Next, but thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe so that you are notified for the next video. And by the way, did you know that if we reach 50 subscribers, then I will actually make a game, and you, my subscribers and viewers, can actually tell me what I should add to the game. For example, add a other type of game that you really like. Just make sure to not go too over the top, like a completely new 3D game. But if you're curious about that, make sure to watch one of my videos that I made earlier in the past few days, which actually tells you all the information about that. So, thanks for